or around the B2 level of English and you want to finally break through to the C1 level of English, I'll show you how in this video. And I understand it may seem like a very difficult goal to achieve for some of you, and you might be overwhelmed by all of the different ways you've been shown to get there throughout your life experience and this side of the internet. But to put it very simply, what you need to understand is that if you do average things, you're going to get average results. And I can tell you from my experience of observing thousands of English learners throughout my time that the average English learner will take years of their time through just trial and error and trying to figure out everything on their own to eventually achieve the C1 level of English. And I'm telling you, with an organized system and study plan, it does not need to take you years to achieve that level of English. In this specific situation, when it comes to learning English, working smarter is far more important than working harder, although you should do both. So in this video, I will give you a 3-month English study plan that you can take and use today to learn English way faster than the average English learner. To preface this, in the past, I was helping an English learner get from the B2 level of English to the C1 level of English. I was giving her advice. Her problem was simply that she lacked direction. She was using a bunch of different apps on her phone. She was using a bunch of different methods to improve her English, but nothing really stuck. She was just all over the place, keeping herself busy, working hard, but not working very smart. And honestly, all she needed to get over that hump and become more of an advanced communicator in English was just fixing her organization, just fixing the structure of how she was learning on a daily basis. So to give her advice, I had her apply the same 3-month study plan that I'm going to show you now. Simply put, we found the skills that she needed to work on the most to become an advanced communicator. And then we laid out specifically what she needs to do every single day in order to get there in around 3 months. During the first month, she almost immediately felt a shift in the strategy she was using actually working better. During the second month, after applying it many times, she actually noticed an improvement in her speech dramatically just by watching videos of herself speaking. And then in the third month, she was a much more advanced communicator in English. She could articulate herself without the same issues that she faced a few months prior. And it wasn't magic. She was just organized. So if you're at the intermediate level or B2 level of English, I'm pretty sure the bases are set. Your foundation should be pretty good at that level. It's just a few quick fixes that's really going to make you an advanced communicator. Now, during the first month, the skills that you're going to emphasize the most likely would be active listening, reading for nuance, and refining your grammar. Now, what you want to do in this first month, as much as possible, is expose yourself to C1 and C2 leveled English media that is being communicated by native English speakers. And you want to pay very close attention to the nuance and the context of everything that they're saying. All of the new expressions you're hearing, all of the new words you're hearing, you want to pay very close attention to the context by which it is used. So specifically, what you're going to do is at least once a day, every day, you're going to listen to one C1 or C2 leveled podcast in English, at least once a day for this to work. Make sure you do not do this passively. You have to be actively listening and giving your undivided attention for this to work in the most efficient way possible. At the end of the podcast, express your opinion and ask yourself some open-ended questions about what you just listened to or watched. An example of an open-ended question is, how did this podcast episode make me feel? Did I agree with what they were saying and why? Did I disagree with what they were saying and why? Those are examples of open-ended questions. On top of this, you are going to do some advanced reading as well. At least once per day, every single day, you need to consume at least one piece of C1 to C2 leveled content in English, written English, that is. And what you're going to do, similar to when you were listening to the podcast, is you're going to pay very close attention to the grammatical structures that they use when they're making well-written content in the English language. By doing this every day, you're definitely going to pick up on the patterns and the structures they use, and all of the grammar rules you learned before will start to make a little bit more sense moving forward, and you'll get to see them in use a lot more frequently. Also, finding written content online at the C1 or C2 level is very easy. You can use free applications like LingQ. I'm not even paid to talk about it. It's just a good free app. And then also, if you just Google C1 to C2 leveled articles, there are many free resources out there that you can use. So what these exercises that you're really emphasizing in the first month are going to do for you is it's going to give you a big reference source of all of these different grammatical structures, all of these different ways that native English speakers are using idioms and phrases in certain contexts. It's going to give you a lot of stuff to reference when you're moving forward and actually applying your skills in the real world, which leads to the emphasis on the second month, which is you're going to stray a little bit more away from observing English and a little bit more on applying English. More specifically, the application of pronunciation when you speak, rhythm when you speak, and then also writing, typing, or texting. The main goal in this month is to actually use everything that you're observing as much as possible and actually get the practice, make the mistakes. It will feel a little bit unnatural, but you'll be able to identify where your weak points are when you communicate in English and exactly how to fix them. Now, what you need to do is pretty simple. Similar to the first month, every single day, at least once a day, you should consume some piece of content, whether it's written or spoken English, whether it's a podcast, a short form video, or a short article. Consume at least one piece of content every day in English. Doesn't have to be long, doesn't have to take a lot of time. And then after consuming that content, just record yourself, whether it's on your phone, on your computer, wherever it is, record yourself expressing your opinion about the piece of content that you just listened to or read. Express your opinion at length and get feedback wherever possible. If you have access to native English speakers, you can get feedback from them. If you do not have access to native English speakers, or maybe you're shy and you just want to practice on your own, you can still get feedback just by recording yourself. And when you play it back at the B2 level, you'll be able to see where your weak points are, where you went wrong, where your grammar was not as proficient as it should be. You'll be able to see these things currently at the B2 level. In addition to this, at least once a day, every day, you're also going to express your opinion about the content you consumed in a written format, whether that's handwritten, whether that's typed, texted. I recommend that you type in text because in the year 2025, it's a much more modern form of communication that most people are using. And then also when you type in text, you're going to be able to get feedback if you use spell check tools or autocorrect tools that will show you the right grammar and the right spelling to use. Again, if you have access to native English speakers, you can also get feedback from them just by texting them and communicating with them directly. To do both of these things, if you want to use a native English speaker and you currently don't have access to any, there are lots of free language exchange applications out there that you can use to easily get access to native English speakers to test your English out on. So what this is going to do for you is it's going to force you to use your English, which is honestly the biggest downfall of most people at the intermediate level. They can understand English very well, but they can't speak because they never use it. So I would actually say that month 2, or the emphasis on month 2, is going to be far more important than the emphasis on month 1, because you're actually going to be doing things that are much more unnatural, which is going to help you grow as an English communicator. And then the emphasis on the 3rd month is getting real life feedback. The 3rd month is where you're going to try to put all of the pieces of the puzzle together and actually be able to communicate in advanced ways in real life situations that are uniquely specific to your lifestyle. And what you're going to do, and it may seem a little unnatural at first, but you're going to actively participate in debates. There are a million different ways that you can actively participate in debates. It could be online, just on a forum like Reddit or Ask Quora. It could be in a YouTube comment section. It could be just in real life, just speaking with another English speaker and just having arguments about no matter what it is, as long as it's respectful. There are a million different ways you can engage in friendly debates. This is really going to help you focus on critically thinking and creating your own complex ideas and creating arguments for those complex ideas. These are characteristics of advanced communicators in the English language. You're also going to simulate and apply your English skills as well in other ways. What you're going to do at least one time per day, every day, is you're going to have at least one spontaneous conversation with a native English speaker every day. This could be online or it could be in person. There are free ways to do both. After that spontaneous conversation with the native English speaker, you're going to reflect and look back on how you could have improved your communication during that conversation. Think back and think about any blunders that you may have made, address it immediately, and figure out what you could have done better and do it better the next time you have a spontaneous conversation. Now, essentially, this month is going to focus more on your conversational skills, your spontaneity, your pronunciation, and your rhythm when you speak in English. These exercises are meant to help you speak English like it's second nature, like it's completely just natural to you, like you've done it a million times and you don't even think about it. It just happens. So to recap, in the first month, you're going to emphasize observation. In the second month, you're going to emphasize application of the English skills that you observed. And then in the third month, you're going to focus on real life application that's specific to your particular lifestyle. Now, in terms of how this actually looks on a calendar, that really depends on how much time you have to learn English. If you have enough time where you could spend 4 hours or more every day doing all of these exercises every day for 3 months, it might not even take you 3 months to become an advanced communicator in English. It could happen a lot quicker for you. If you're very busy and you only have 1 hour or 2 hours per day or something like that to practice your English skills, I would highly recommend just emphasizing your observation skills in the first month, doing more observation and a little bit less application. In the second month, do much more application and much less observation. And then in the third month, start getting out there in the real world, wherever you are, and start really applying your English skills to all of the conversations and the unique situations that you are going to face in your personal life on a day-to-day basis. But this 3-month study plan is not just a series of random drills. It's intentionally geared to give you the habits and the lifestyle of an advanced C1 communicator in the English language. Every single day keeps building on the last. And if you actually apply the simple exercises that I gave you in this 3-month progression, I guarantee you that you will improve your English communication skills to the point where you will become an advanced communicator in English. Some of these methods might feel unnatural. It might not be very easy. However, it is simple and accessible and something that you can start doing today if you want to. Now, if you got any value from this video, be sure to like the video to let the YouTube algorithm know that this video is useful for other English learners. And if you're a returning viewer and you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to answer you. And if you're a newcomer, let me know where you're from and what your native language is. I'm always very curious to know. If you want more insight on the habits that you'll need to get rid of if you want to achieve the C1 level of English, be sure to watch the